801 Cottage Drive, the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital. It is a beautiful hospital that I think was one of the big draws for me to actually start my practice here.
Right.
And if you're an art connoisseur, there's, I believe, over 100 pieces of art by local Arkansans. So it's just a beautiful building and a nice setting to have your care.
So give us a it's on the campus of UAMS, right?
Right.
If you're thinking broadly. And the hours there, as you mentioned, are fantastic. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And Saturdays too.
Many people will experience orthopedic or spine issues in their lifetime, and the pain that goes along with that can make you feel, well, like a shadow of yourself. At the new Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, we're dedicated to providing Arkansans with a brighter future they deserve.
Now, thanks to UAMS Health, I am dancing through life.
Choose UAMS Health for a better state of health.
Welcome back inside Charlie George Stadium here at Joe T. Robinson High School with the 4A Arkansas State Soccer Quarterfinals on the Natural State Sports Network, presented by UAMS Orthopedic and Spine Hospital. When orthopedics injuries happen, get expert care now at UAMS Health Ortho Now. They provide fast, convenient care for all your orthopedic needs, from sports injuries to joint pain and beyond. No appointment needed. Walk in for immediate care, get on-site x-rays, and see the best in orthopedic care all in one place. Ortho Now is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to noon. Conveniently located at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. Don't wait in pain. Walk in today. For more information, call 501-686-8674. That's 501-686-8674. 7-4. As we welcome you back here into the capital city in the heart of Arkansas, I'm Max Coltrane as we continue along here at Robinson High School. Got games going on here as well as in Bauxite. They've got going with their boys game as we're about to get going here between Dardanelle and DeQueen. Rematch from the 2023 final from 2 years ago. This should be a good one. As we get set to get underway, it was a heartbreaker for the girls of DeQueen just moments ago, as they were eliminated in their quarterfinal against Central Arkansas Christian. See if the boys can face a better fate here going up against the Sand Lizards of Dardanelle. Green Forest and Hope, the other game taking place in Bauxite, live alongside this one. They're a little bit of a ways into that one, about 25 minutes or so into that one after this past girls game here went into extra time and then took a penalty shootout to decide, as things went 0-0 after 100 minutes of play, and eventually the Mustangs of Central Arkansas Christian able to advance, but now it's Dardanelle and DeQueen on the boys' side trying to punch their ticket into the semifinal here on a warm Friday afternoon here at Joe T. Robinson High School. "83 degrees as we get set for kickoff. DeQueen is out on the pitch. They're in the all-black kit with the yellow numbers. They're traveling left to right here on your screen as we get set to start things off. Dardanelle will be in their all-white kit with the red numbers. They will go right to left. And Dardanelle look to be just about set here as we're moments away from kickoff in game 2 of our 4 games here today from Joe T. Robinson High School out here in West Little Rock. One final meeting for the Sand Lizards, as we thank our presenting sponsor, UAMS. When orthopedic injuries happen, get expert care now at UAMS Health Ortho Now. They provide fast, convenient care for all your orthopedic needs, from sports injuries to joint pain and beyond. No appointment needed. Walk in for immediate care, get on-site x-rays, and see the best in orthopedic care all in one place. Ortho Now is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to noon. Conveniently located at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. Don't wait in pain. Walk in today. For more information, call 501-686-8674. That's 501-686-8674. So here we go. Dardanelle and DeQueen set to get things underway. Here at Joe T. Robinson High School, the second of 4 quarterfinals, our first boys game here in this one. Dardanelle get us going here in that white kit. Already a boot coming off of the right foot of a Dardanelle player just as we get underway. That was Kevin Abarca who's going to have to put it back on, and he does. Long throw, powerful from the middle for this DeQueen side. Battle on the far side and then cleared. I believe that was Alex Rivas for the Sand Lizards. Now it's with DeQueen. They can try a ball over the top. Trying to find a man in between the lines. Good work there defensively, Jose Alcocer. All right, Jeremy Morales actually on that back line for the Sand Devils. DeQueen readying another long throw. You see the long run up on that far side as that one's powered into the area and then cleared initially. Still in the mix for DeQueen, battling for headers and then cleared away. Another chance for DeQueen towards the back post, another headed effort. Headed down and eventually out of play, and I think that'll be a corner. Chance for DeQueen and fired into the back of the net, right on the back post. The corner was good. It got through bodies, and the opportunity came, and it was pounced on. What an effort there. Edwin Baltazar have a hit. It wasn't a corner. It was a long throw deep in the corner. It was fired in, got a flick, and then fell very kindly to Baltazar, who caught it very neatly on the half volley and fired it home off the bar. What a hit that was. So we had to wait 100 minutes and didn't see a goal in the opening matchup here in the quarterfinals on the girls' side. And we don't even have to go 2 minutes into this one to get our opener as DeQueen fire themselves ahead. Now, how will the Sand Lizards of Dardanelle respond after going behind so early? Oh, neat back heel there from Baltazar. Gets the return, tries to whip one in. Getting in the way there was the defender. Good work from Alexander Bird there, the senior, as it's out of play on him, and then that will be a corner. Taken short, return. Chance for DeQueen to have a hit, and just ran away there on that left foot. DeQueen's number 10 unable to keep that down. Goal kick against the wind, didn't get all that far. Another chance for DeQueen as they try and pass between the lines. Dardanelle working hard defensively. Still going to have some more work to do, though. It's still with DeQueen here. And now it'll go out of play for a throw for the Sand Lizards. Throw taken long, headed down, battle for possession, booted clear. First bit of intervention there from DeQueen's back line. What a start for the Leopards as they fired one home off of a long throw inside of 2 minutes into this one. Edwin Baltazar with quite the hit from inside of the area. Had too much space in there and gave the Leopards their advantage. Heavy challenge there. Physicality in the middle of the park and a foot race to the touchline on the far side. Dardanelle able to keep it in play. Still central for the Sand Lizards, and now it's on the back line. And booted emphatically clear for DeQueen. This is one to chase here. Baltazar, this time on his right, tried to find that back post and just didn't quite have that connection. But you see the threat that he poses, know that he can hit them as he showed inside of 2 minutes, and he also has the pace to burn. He got the better of the center halves there for Dardanelle. Giveaway from Dardanelle. Battle for possession in the middle. Switch for DeQueen. Wasn't on that time. Here's Baltazar connecting with his strike partner on the far side. That was Brian Tapia. Tapia gets the return. Can he keep that in play? No, just unable to do so as it rolls out of his grasp and out for a goal kick. Baltazar again, good turn. Had a runner here on this near side, unable to find him, and then a free kick. That was Manuel Martinez for Dardanelle, whistled for the foul. Looks like Edwin Baltazar will take this from well outside of the 18. Some 30-something yards out. Does he want to have a hit? Yes, he does, and it's not a bad one, as it's just over the crossbar there. As the goalkeeper, Irvin Ambrosio, had some work to do there. Let that one go over, but not by much. Edwin Baltazar up top for DeQueen has already found the opener and has also threatened for another. This one in the area for Dardanelle. DeQueen pleading for a handball, not going to get it as play continues. Ball towards the area, high hop over the goal and out of play. And Ambrosio clears. Dardanelle trying to counter to find something, but DeQueen look in control here early on. Good first involvement from their goalkeeper with a nice ball. Pressing from Dardanelle. Able to win them possession for the moment before DeQueen managed to remedy their error. Battle for possession, and Dardanelle will have a throw. As the last touch there was on the DeQueen captain. Long throw, Dardanelle get a flick onto it. This is dangerous and still inside of the 18, and then now cleared. Still with the Sand Lizards, and now whistled down. That's a free kick going the way of DeQueen. And they can boot that forward. They get bodies and nice clearance. Clearance came through from Jeremy Morales for Dardanelle. First official whistling play dead. That's going to be a free kick for the Sand Lizards. Switch attempt intervention came through from DeQueen. They try and settle things down in the middle and then get it forward. Swing and a miss there on the flick header from Baltazar, and now defensive work for Dardanelle, and it's cleared. Jeremy Morales again. The Queen have got this long throw on if they want. This time just taken short and then booted towards the back post. That's a pretty good ball. Asking questions of the back line of Dardanelle. It's a good clearance, though. And then ball just shepherded out of play there by Juan Maldonado. He's the provider of those long throws. Sliding challenge. Battle for possession in the middle. DeQueen have Dardanelle a little bit pinched here. Good ball as their winger was cutting inside, but his heavy touch cedes possession to Dardanelle. Tried the switch, but lost the footing there. Dardanelle able to bring it out of the sky, combine on a couple of passes, and eventually keep possession, and they can switch things, have a little bit of space here in the middle, and a great sliding challenge coming through in the middle of the park. Brave challenge to win possession for DeQueen, and then a good defensive header needed to be intervened with for Jeremy Morales there. And the center half able to put some pressure off his defense, but with the deflection on that cross, it'll be a corner kick for the Leopards. First corner of the game, or second for the Leopards on this far side. Outswinger with the left. Defensive work to be done. Maybe a chance for a half volley. Good block. Good job by Alex Rivas to get back from that inside position and get out to block. And now maybe a chance to counter for Dardanelle. Look at the pace on this far side, but no help as the ball was a good one, but no runners inside of the area for the Sand Lizards. You see the threat that they pose on the counter. And now a whole sea of substitutions for DeQueen as they bring on 6 or 7 fresh players. Just 12 or so minutes into this one. Goal kick taken from DeQueen, and that's just going to be shepherded out of play. That was Alexander Bird, the senior. And here's a chance maybe for Dardanelle. Race on pace and a good challenge. Brave defending there. Coming in on the back line of DeQueen. Another battle. No free kick. DeQueen can maybe break here. Early ball, but nothing on. That was Omar Ponce on top, up top, that was looking for that one, but instead it found a Dardanelle player, and now a battle for possession in the middle of the park. Physical battle. Dardanelle went out. That was Jesus Garcia. Here's DeQueen now on the far side. Good bit of footwork as the ball stays in play. Omar Ponce now in the middle. Flicked on and then dealt with defensively on the back line. That was a midfielder for Dardanelle, but they look so pinched in their own half at times that their back line and their midfield start to blur a little bit. There's a ball over the top centrally, and boy, DeQueen had that covered. 3 players on their back line, all in a central location, set to deal with that ball, and their goalkeeper quick off of his line as well. And collision between the keeper for Dardanelle there and the attacker for DeQueen. Omar Ponce colliding there with Irvin Ambrosio. Here come DeQueen in the middle of the park. Heavy touch and a sliding challenge, and a good one coming through by Brian Castro. Castro in the mix here again, but it's DeQueen who can break out of the middle as they switch things on this near side. Still a chance maybe for DeQueen. Chance to hit one on the half volley. No runners on the back post. As that one out of play for a goal kick. But DeQueen asking more questions certainly of Dardanelle so far. DeQueen coming in 18-3 on the year as here come the Sand Lizards forward and then dealt with on the back line. Dardanelle coming in 16 wins, 3 losses, 5 draws. As there's a free kick. Another one where Brian Castro was brought down for the Sand Lizards. He's been a good bit of physicality in the middle of the park so far for Dardanelle. And another free kick going against DeQueen. It's been a pacey and energetic first 15 minutes or so in this one. DeQueen got on the board and opened things inside of 2 minutes on a great strike from Edwin Baltazar that on a ball that fell to him on the back post of a long throw-in. And he had time and space to line up a half volley, and he rocketed it right off the bar, off the top of the netting, and that was the opener. Now here's a chance from a dead ball situation. Free kick from pretty far out, but a couple of players looking to have a hit on this. Brian Castro, Jesus Garcia. Castro's going to hit it, and good job by the goalkeeper, not just to get in front of that, but perhaps more importantly to hold on to it, as there were a few Sand Lizards in the area trying to feed off of the scraps there. Brave defensive work again from Jeremy Morales to clear. Sand Lizards trying to break and find their equalizer. Good ball here. Kevin Abarca, not far from the back post. Not a bad effort from Abarca. That was a good break from the Sand Lizards to go end to end in quick fashion, kind of catch DeQueen sleeping, but effort in the end, not enough to trouble the net for DeQueen. Ball over the top. Another chance defensively, and a stumble and a slip from Jeremy Morales, who comes back and does a great job getting back into position to make a defensive play. Chance for another one of these long throws on the far side. Long run up here towards the corner. Fired into the front post. Dealt with initially. Chance for another half volley, and it's kept down but blocked well. DeQueen trying to wiggle free for some shooting room. Dardanelle not letting that happen, and now potentially the break could have been on for the Sand Lizards there, but possession given back to the Leopards. Inside the area, ball into the middle, deflected and then cleared. Morales on the clearance. Looked like it was Jesus Hernandez there on the initial clearance. Could have been Josue Villanueva as well. Here's DeQueen with another long throw, trying to double their advantage. That's a good one towards the back post, and thought that there might have been a chance there, but it just was beyond the jumping head of one of the Leopards and out of play for a Dardanelle goal kick. Challenge in the middle, no whistle, continues on, and then out of play for a goal kick for Dardanelle. And goalkeeper forced to get involved. Jesus Garcia's looked active for Dardanelle so far early on in this one. Couple of headers, and then booted clear. Jeremy Morales. Dardanelle trying to break forward. Jose Alcocer gives it up. And now it's booted forward for DeQueen. Chance here, header one, and brave goalkeeping. And it had to be from Irvin Ambrosio. Good give and go on this near side before there's a great intervention there from DeQueen on a sliding challenge. Long throw coming through from Dardanelle, and then it's booted clear. "20 minutes or so remaining here in this first 40 in this first half between DeQueen and Dardanelle. Leopards on top of the Sand Lizards 1-0 inside of 2 minutes. Long throw coming through for the Lizards, and brave goalkeeping, but it was dangerous there in the area as it was spilled in the 6-yard box, and there were a few attackers there waiting, but just unable to get it before the goalkeeper, or before it was cleared rather. Couple of battles for a header, and then one by Dardanelle, but back with DeQueen here as they can break, ball ahead. Tried the return feed, but back in position were the Sand Lizards. That was Alexander Bird, the senior, who got back here on this near side. And then 6 substitutions for DeQueen coming in just about the 20-minute mark, so they're making sure that everybody stays fresh. Subbing at about 10-minute intervals as the goal scorer, Edwin Baltazar, is back on. Here's a long throw. Kind of muffed a little bit by Dardanelle initially, and then clear. Far side cleared away that time. Elaine Martinez. Here's Bird. He switches things. Ball ahead was intervened by DeQueen. Good poke there to keep things alive for the Sand Lizards. And, Baltazar trying to dance, wins it back. Here, DeQueen can march forward. Ball through the middle was dealt with by Dardanelle, but they can get pinched into their own half here in a hurry, as DeQueen unable to keep that ball in play there on that far side, as it just runs away from the man with the armband. Clearance off the back line for DeQueen. Battle for possession now in the middle of the park. And now play whistle dead. Free kick going the way of Dardanelle. And then the DeQueen player who was whistled for the free kick getting in the way of the spot kick. And because it went off of his body, that's going to be a booking. And he's going to instantly be substituted. Don't want to risk a sending off, especially at this stage in the game. And so Omar Pons comes back on. Brian Castro boots that one forward. Dealt with initially. Dardanelle just trying to let this one roll out of play. They do. Throw in, coming in from that far side, flicked on, but into the arms of the DeQueen keeper. That one knocked forward. Look at the space for the goal scorer, Edwin Baltazar. He's got runners in the middle. That one squeaks through, a chance and a back heel, and then dealt with. Needed to be by Brian Castro defensively for Dardanelle. DeQueen were threatening to double their lead, and that was a good clearance coming through from Castro to save things for the moment. As it goes out of play for a corner there on the far side. Looks like it'll be an in-swinger with the right. Good service dealt with initially. DeQueen trying to wiggle through. There's a good through ball and then a header, but unable to get around it and get it on net there. So out of play for a goal kick. Brian Tapia coming back on. I believe he was the one who entered the book for DeQueen. And Omar Ponce is out. As there's a stoppage and goes the way of DeQueen. Throw intercepted. Back with the back line of DeQueen here. Battle for possession in the middle now. Brought down nicely by Dardanelle. It's a good touch from Kevin Abarca for the Sand Lizards, but it's given up in the middle and a free kick now as Jesus Garcia for the Sand Lizards was fouled there. So it's booted forward. Brian Castro with a good free kick, flicked on, but not in the right area. Kevin Abarca wanted to center that ball, but instead it went off of the side of his head and into the arms of the goalkeeper who clears. Gets a header here, one for Baltazar to chase, and you see the pace of Edwin Baltazar as he's able to get to it, but not able to keep it in play. Throw in taken quickly for Dardanelle. Still work to do defensively. Good clearance there from Brian Castro. Body comes in. That's a free kick. Jesus Garcia whistled for the foul there. Looked like it was going to be Juan Maldonado on that free kick for DeQueen. Taken and off the keeper there. So bit of a cheap corner to concede if you're Dardanelle, but I often say the cheapest corners conceded can prove to be the most costly. See if DeQueen can take advantage of this with under a quarter hour left here in this first half. Corner taken into the 6-yard box. Confusion among who was going to hit that for Dardanelle and get rid. In the end, it goes through everybody. No touch for anyone and all the way through for a goal kick. Good flick in the middle. Header ahead and then dealt with initially. Still a chance here. DeQueen chasing. Brave defending by Dardanelle and their senior Jeremy Morales. And good defending there from the Leopards, able to shepherd that ball out of play, win possession. DeQueen looking for the switch here. They've got a couple runners who can get to this first. Chance on the left and a good save and maybe some more and a good clearance coming through from Morales, able to keep this 1-0. DeQueen were really threatening there to double their advantage. Battle in the middle, players leaving their feet. It's with Manuel Martinez here on this near side. Fake the switch. Gonna gain some more ground and a great sliding challenge. That's the striker and the goal scorer for DeQueen. And Edwin Baltazar, who does a great job tracking back there and making his presence known defensively as well. Dardanelle trying to find their equalizer. Haven't created much as of late. Good work by Josue Villanueva to win possession back for the Sand Lizards, but unable to do anything just as of yet as they get a throw here on the far side. Looks like it'll be Jesus Garcia on that far side to take, expecting a long throw as there's 4 bodies for the Sand Lizards inside the 18. It's a good throw. Gets all the way through the back post, and there's the equalizer. What a hit. Kevin Abarca for the Sand Lizards has equalized things with a dozen minutes left in this first half. It was freakishly similar to the opener. It came from a long throw just like DeQueen's goal. As you see, it gets through the initial, and then how about that for a first-time hit? As the chance was presented on a platter to Kevin Abarca, and he did not miss it. And so we are all square once again with 12 minutes to go here in this first half. Incredibly similar goals scored by either side, both coming from the long throw towards the back post and both first-time hits on the half volley. Abarca able to match the opener from Edwin Baltazar and DeQueen. So here's the throw in pretty much the same spot for Dardanelle that they just equalized from. As again, Jesus Garcia, the long throw expert here for the Sand Lizards, wants this one. And he'll have it towards the front post. Brought down. Back to Garcia. Chance to whip one in. Garcia towards the back post. Off the bar. Still in the mix. And no, it did get a touch on the post of the football, or the goal post. They're just above the crossbar of the soccer goal. And so out of play for a goal kick. Just onside were Dardanelle, and they continue their attack before it's cleared out. Here's some space for DeQueen. Great first touch on this near side. Here's Baltazar trying the skill. Good defensive work there as Alexander Bird didn't bite at that first touch from Baltazar. And then here come the 6 substitutions for DeQueen here. Right about 10 minutes left in this first half, where we've seen a couple of great goals, one for either side here in this first half hour. Here's a long throw for DeQueen. This produced their first goal, and it's still in the area with defensive work to do. Still with DeQueen, and now clear. Brian Castro there, the senior, able to clear it out for the moment. Another chance for a long throw here. Long run up, and that one's launched into the 6-yard box. Confusion everywhere, and the hit comes in over the bar on the first-time effort there. You could see Brian Castro for Dardanelle kind of complaining to the ref. Looked like DeQueen, there was a DeQueen player that kind of saw that ball was lining up for a nice first-time effort for the DeQueen midfielder, and so the attacker just kind of set a screen and fell down so that Dardanelle wouldn't be able to close down. Here's a chance now for DeQueen, driving forward and headed clear. Looks like Brian Castro for the Sand Lizards has taken up a much more defensive role in this one since the Sand Lizards have been able to equalize. It'll be another long throw here for DeQueen. That one on the front post gets the flick, but nobody home for the Leopards. Far side towards the corner. Here's a chance. Larry Rizzo gives it away. DeQueen battling. Will that be a free kick? Yes. the flag came through from the third official initially, and then first official made the call. So this is a free kick in a really dangerous area for DeQueen as they try and regain this advantage. Under 8 minutes remaining here in this first half. It has been a thrilling first 35 or so minutes between Dardanelle and DeQueen here in this quarterfinal here at Joe T. Robinson High School in Little Rock. Chance here for DeQueen to regain their advantage. Dangerous spot for a free kick. Over the wall, back post, header rising, back in the area, on the line and cleared. Couldn't have been closer as another effort's blocked. Still in the mix, and now all the way out for Dardanelle as they get bodies forward and they try to counter but end up giving up possession right back the way of the Leopards. Leopards coming forward. Nice bit of play on the near side. Cross into the middle and just unable to keep the header down. Was DeQueen. That was a grand opportunity, but that ball was whipped in with quite a lot of pace from this near side, so a difficult header to try and get on top of. And a clash of heads there, a painful one. Alex Rivas is the Dardanelle player that was involved in that collision. Now play whistle dead here by the first official as he wants to make sure that the DeQueen player who took the shot to the side of the head there is all right. He appears to be okay. Throw in for Bird. And there's a ball through, and first to this is a Sand Lizard who has a hit and just able to be saved by the left foot of the goalkeeper, who's well off his line trying to keep a ball in play. Instead, it'll be a corner. Opportunity fell there to Larry Rizzo, the sophomore for Dardanelle, and it looks like it's Rizzo who's going over to the corner flag to take this. Wind is ripping, as you can see on that corner flag on the far side. Those are two of our 4 corner flags are still remaining in an upright position due to these big winds. There's a ball in swinging from the far side and dealt with by DeQueen. Things stay level for now. Good work there by Brian Castro. It could have broken for DeQueen there. And now chasing this one. And being brought down is Larry Rizzo, and he's stayed down towards the corner. A painful one on his right ankle, it would appear. And Rizzo's stayed down just outside of the 18, and first official calling for a substitution to be made as he's gotten the word from Rizzo himself. Good to see Rizzo back to his feet. He will limp off towards the bench for Dardanelle. 1-1 here with just over 5.5 left in this first half. Inside of 2 minutes, the Leopards of DeQueen grabbed the lead. That was on a half volley effort from Edwin Baltazar, and then Dardanelle equalized things. It was Kevin Abarca with a half volley of his own. Here's the long throw. Cleared initially by DeQueen, back out. Ball back in, runner on the front post. Keeper was off his line. How about another one and then cleared? DeQueen just trying to clear their lines here. Physical battle in the middle. Play whistle dead, and it'll be a free kick for Dardanelle. Looks like it'll be Diego Guerrero, the junior, to take. Guerrero off the bench for the injured man, Larry Rizzo. Guerrero looking for options. There are 5 Sand Lizards on the edge of the 18 making runs. Well, that's a good ball there as the flick comes in, and that's the go-ahead goal coming through for Dardanelle. What a ball from the substitute, Diego Guerrero. as the Sand Lizards have their breakthrough and they have their first lead here with just minutes left in the first half. You see it, volley comes through, keeper's off his line in no man's land, and didn't have to get much on it there on that hit with the right foot, but placed it in the right spot, got it around the keeper, and with 4.5 minutes left, Dardanelle have come from behind after dropping down and trailing 1-0. They lead 2-1. So now the pressure on DeQueen. Nutmeg comes through, but nobody on the end of it. Alexander Bird there clears. Flick header from Guerrero, and then it's booted by Jose Alcocer. Still with Dardanelle, though. Diego Guerrero couldn't bring it under his spell. And it's booted forward by Manuel Martinez. Another chance maybe as a man brought down in the area. No free kick. Well, it fell for the same attacker that had just scored for the Sand Lizards, who unfortunately is wearing number 2, which they don't have a number 2 listed on their roster. So why I have not named the goal scorer for the Sand Lizards on that go-ahead goal that just took place. Middle of the park. Boy, Diego Guerrero's looked good for the Sand Lizards since coming on after that injury, forced to come on as a substitute. He's looked sharp in the middle of the park. Body's hitting the deck in a 4-player collision. Ends up with the Sand Lizards in the middle. They've looked sharp here in the last few minutes of this first half, as that one's booted clear. Chance to win a header, and going up bravely was Alexander Bird as he's able to do so, but maybe some defensive work here for Dardanelle, and then a collision of bodies, and then a little bit after the fact. Free kick here. A few DeQueen bodies are in the area. That one floated up and needed to be aware was the keeper. That one actually on net. Ended up being easy pickings for Irvin Ambrosio. Through the middle here with the Sand Lizards. Good bit of footwork there. Looking for Guerrero. Diego Guerrero is still in the mix. Dardanelle can calm down. It's on their back line with Josue Villanueva. Antonio Hernandez getting involved before. That was Diego Guerrero, who was brought down and who marches forward. And Dardanelle will have a free kick in their own half here, but they have bodies all forward towards the edge of the 18 as they expect this one to be booted forward. Under 2 minutes left in this first half. Instead, it's played short. Villanueva will boot it. Numbers advantage for Dardanelle on this far side, and it just extends past the reach there of Jose Alcocer. Dardanelle really starting to put the pressure on DeQueen, though, as that one gets through. But good work by the right back, who's able to just almost round his man before running out of room there on a heavy touch. But last touch out on the Sand Lizards, and so DeQueen will march forward. Back in the middle of the park, battle for possession, dangerous challenge, really high up on the leg there. And a painful one for Diego Guerrero. And that's going to be a yellow card, a decision that I agree with. Not intentional by any means from the DeQueen man who's just entered the book, but you saw how high that challenge came in, up by the knee. Definitely a dangerous challenge, and definitely an easy decision for the first official to book that player. Looks like Diego Guerrero, the junior, is okay, and he's set to take this set piece. First official trying to discuss things with the head coach for DeQueen, and he doesn't seem all that interested in his explanation for that yellow. Don't see the reason for the complaints. It looked like a pretty clear-cut call. So we're set to continue here. .41 seconds left as we resume things in this first half. Diego Guerrero launches it forward. It gets a flick on, still in the 18. DeQueen can clear. Guerrero wins the header back to his back line. Bird gets it central, headed on by Brian Castro. Manuel Martinez now with a little bit of pressure. Gets it back to Brian Castro, who clears again. Dardanelle really did not start this game with a whole lot of possession, but since then they have found their way back in on an equalizer on a long throw, and then managed to find their first lead in this one after dropping behind inside of 2 minutes. 2 back-to-back goals, the last of which came on a central set piece that came through. And so after 40, they lead as they are in control, the Sand Lizards of Dardanelle, as they try and move on to the semifinal over DeQueen. An exciting first 40 minutes, as there will be 40 more to try and decide things between the Leopards and the Sand Lizards.
.801 Cottage Drive, the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital. It is a beautiful hospital that I think was one of the big draws for me to actually start my practice here.
Right.
And if you're an art connoisseur, there's, I believe, over 100 pieces of art by local Arkansans. So it's just a beautiful building and a nice setting to have your care.
So give us a it's on the campus of UAMS, right?
Right.
If you're thinking broadly. And the hours there, as you mentioned, are fantastic. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And Saturdays too.
Many people will experience orthopedic or spine issues in their lifetime, and the pain that goes along with that can make you feel, well, like a shadow of yourself. At the new Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, we're dedicated to providing Arkansans with a brighter future they deserve.
Now, thanks to UAMS Health, I am dancing through life.
Choose UAMS Health for a better state of health.
801 Cottage Drive, the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital, it is a beautiful hospital that I think was one of the big draws for me to actually start my practice here.
Right.
And if you're an art connoisseur, there's, I believe, over 100 pieces of art by local Arkansans. So it's just a beautiful building and a nice setting to have your care.
So give us a it's on the campus of UAMS, right?
Right.
If you're thinking broadly. And the hours there, as you mentioned, are fantastic, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And Saturdays too.
Many people will experience orthopedic or spine issues in their lifetime, and the pain that goes along with that can make you feel, well, like a shadow of yourself. At the new Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, we are dedicated to providing Arkansans with a brighter future they deserve.
Now, thanks to UAMS Health, I am dancing through life.
Choose UAMS Health for a better state of health.
Welcome back inside Charlie George Stadium here at Joe T. Robinson High School as we take a look at the 3 goals here as Dardanelle lead DeQueen 2-1 as we get set for the second half. The first one came through on that long throw, and what a hit that was on the half volley. Edwin Baltazar, and then carbon copy for the Sand Lizards. Long throw of their own, got all the way through. First time effort. Top bins on the back post. Great equalizer coming from Kevin Abarca. And then another set piece, this time central location, came through, keeper off the line. Didn't have to do much, but right on the right foot of Dardanelle's number 2. That was the go-ahead goal. That is the scoring as the Sand Lizards are on top of the Leopards 2-1 with 40 minutes to go to try and decide things in our first boys quarterfinal of our 4 total quarterfinal games here at Joe T. Robinson High School. The 4A state soccer tournament in the quarterfinals, and the coverage here on the Natural State Sports Network is presented by UAMS Orthopedic and Spine Hospital. When you think about total joint replacement, you should think of the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. This great facility has the best total joint surgeons in the state with doctors Lowry Barnes, Jeff Stambaugh, Ben Stronach, and Simon Mears. Why would you consider going anywhere else? People come to UAMS Health from around the country to have their joints replaced. You should too. Call 501-686-8674 to schedule your appointment today. That's 501-686-8674. As we're just about set to get back underway, Dardanelle in the white kit, they'll be traveling left to right here in this second half. DeQueen trailing 2-1 in the all black stripe with the yellow numbers on the back. DeQueen, it took them just about a minute and a half to take their 1-0 advantage, but Dardanelle climbed back into it with 2 goals in that first half, and now DeQueen down to their final 40 minutes of their season unless they can find an equalizer. Well, miscommunication there on DeQueen, and that gives the ball to the Sand Lizards. Far side, and it rolls out of play. That'll be a throw for DeQueen. Nope. First official overrules the third official on the far side. Sand Lizards get it forward. It's brought down. Battle for possession on the far side. Good turn. Into the middle of the park. Jesus Garcia was battling for it. Instead, DeQueen can clear. And clear it far once more. Header one there. That was Alexander Bird. Chance for DeQueen maybe to break. Here they come. Ball towards Baltazar. Good first touch. And a free kick I believe, as the first official disagreeing or just trying to get on the same page as the linesman, the third official actually made that call. Kind of a modified advantage there as they let the chance play out for DeQueen before calling it back. And this is a really good opportunity and a good shooting position here for the Leopards, just maybe 2 or 3 yards outside of the 18. As DeQueen's number 10 will line this up with the captain's armband on his left. Good opportunity to hit one. It looks like a 4-member wall for the Sand Lizards. Opportunity to hit one on net. That one gets through the wall, but blocked just behind it. Dardanelle can clear their lines, and they can clear that one well into DeQueen's half and then out of play. Long throw from the Leopards gets all the way through here to the goal scorer, Baltazar, who plays in his man, and a good effort, but off line and past the back post there. Looked like the goalkeeper, Irvin Ambrosio, had that covered, but good chance for DeQueen, who are going to need a few more of those if they want to try and get back into this game. They've come out on the front foot, though. Brian Castro cleared that. And all the way back to the keeper. Dardanelle can clear. Middle of the park with Jesus Garcia. Now on the back line of DeQueen, they can clear. Battle for possession. Good win there. I believe that was the goal scorer there, Abarca. DeQueen on this near side, ball over the top. We've seen the pace of Baltazar as he wins out, and that one towards the net, and does it roll in off the line? That close to the equalizer for DeQueen, but somehow it stays out. Heroic efforts from the senior goalkeeper, Irvin Ambrosio. As you see another look at this, just the hard work there of Baltazar. That close. Brave goalkeeping from Ambrosio, who takes a spill into his own net. Here's the corner, front post collision, and it'll be a goal kick. Boy, a couple of pivotal interventions from Irvin Ambrosio in net. He seems like he's still shaken up a little bit off the back of that challenge. Brave goalkeeping has kept this lead for Dardanelle by the skin of their teeth. They still lead 2-1. A couple of great goal scoring chances for DeQueen early on in this second half. Physical tussle for possession. DeQueen win out as Jesus Garcia can't beat another. DeQueen looking to move forward. Getting in the way, though, was Alexander Bird. Good hold-up play from Jose Alcocer. Dardanelle wanting the switch. Their number 2 is here on this near side playing right wing. He scored that go-ahead goal, the second for the Sand Lizards. As battling for it was Manuel Martinez for Dardanelle. And now they can break here on this near side, but too much pace from the defender on the back line. That's going to be a free kick. That one booted clear. Great first touch from Baltazar, the goal scorer for DeQueen. But he's run into a Sand Lizard and ceded possession. That one forward, and DeQueen had numbers there, but just couldn't find their man. Now battling for possession, Manuel Martinez for Dardanelle. Sand Lizards not on the same page there, and that one's going to roll all the way deep into the corner for a throw-in. towards the corner flag. Tons of pace on that long throw from deep into Queens territory, and that's going to be a free kick. It was Jesus Garcia who has whistled for the infraction. And now we're back underway. Dardanelle leading DeQueen 2-1 in what has been a competitive match so far in this 4A quarterfinal here at Joe T. Robinson High School in West Little Rock, here in the capital of Arkansas, right in the heart of the state. Jesus Garcia here with a throw for Dardanelle. And what a throw that is, as he's able to find his man, but the first touch not there for the Sand Lizards, and so they give possession to the Leopards. That one forward and past a few players, and Dardanelle can clear. Emphatically booted away by Josue Villanueva. Nobody really able to gain control of this second half outright over the other side, but a couple of chances have gone to Queen's way. They've had the better chances in this second half of the two sides. Here's a cross coming in for Dardanelle, but out of play for a goal kick. Just about 8 minutes into this one. Here of our coverage of the 4A Arkansas State Soccer quarterfinals here at Joe T. Robinson High School on the Natural State Sports Network. Oh, that one flicked on. Baltazar can chase, and it's booted clear. Last man back for Dardanelle was Josue Villanueva, the right back, and he cleared well. Brian Castro hit the deck, but no whistle. The play continues on. DeQueen here on the edge of the area, looking to wiggle free and try and create a shot. Good tracking back from Jesus Garcia for Dardanelle. Now force a throw for DeQueen now. And they'll get their long throw taker on it. Juan Maldonado for DeQueen with the ball in his arms. He can create. They created a goal from this in the first half. Didn't get quite the flight he would have liked on that, but still with DeQueen. Wanted to get it back to Maldonado. Instead, it's intercepted. And forward with the target, Jose Alcocer, but Dardanelle unable to find him. Physical challenge in the middle. Dardanelle went out. No whistle. Giveaway there. Jesus Garcia can't find his man. DeQueen cut inside, and that's going to be a free kick. Goes against Jesus Garcia. Switch play. Look at the space for DeQueen. Great first touch. Ball into the middle. Brave defending. Still not clear, though. Baltazar can have a hit and didn't get the lift that he would have liked. It's good defending from Alexander Bird there for Dardanelle. Battle in the middle. Good first touch. Does that stay in play? No, just out. As the Sand Lizards unable to keep that in play, and DeQueen can fire a long throw and then get another ball through over the top. Headed clear initially. Still work to be done. That one over the head of Baltazar and then cleared. Jeremy Morales, who has done a great job on this back line for the Sand Lizards, clears. And now look at the chance. Wants to have a first-time hit, and that one always rising over the bar. Ambitious effort, but no bad efforts 10 minutes into the second half for Dardanelle, who hadn't had a shot on target yet in this second half. Substitutions coming on for DeQueen. Omar Ponce among them. First touch on that header was Kevin Abarca for the Sand Lizards, but now it's with the Leopards. DeQueen trying to turn and drive forward. That switch not on. DeQueen certainly playing like they need an equalizer. That one through. Here's Baltazar brought down in the area. And you can see the first official glided in as though he was going to blow his whistle and award a penalty. Had the whistle in his mouth, but did not make the call, and so play continues. I thought for sure we'd get a whistle, not necessarily just because of the challenge, but just because of how the first official came running in. But no penalty. That one's forward and going to run out of room. DeQueen unable to keep that one in play. Under half an hour to go in this. DeQueen needing their equalizer if they want to keep their season alive here in this 4A quarterfinal. You're on the Natural State Sports Network. Coverage brought to you by UAMS Orthopedic and Spine Hospital. If foot or ankle pain is slowing you down, it's time to visit the experts at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. Doctors Martin, Matthews, and Parham provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for foot and ankle issues. From common problems to more serious conditions, they are here to get you back on your feet. Call Ortho at 501-686-8674 to schedule your appointment today and get back to living pain-free. 2-1 Dardanelle over DeQueen here. DeQueen opened things up inside of 2 minutes of their first half, but since then the Sand Lizards grabbed two in that first period to take the lead. It's been a competitive contest. Both of the first two goals, one for either side, came on a half volley that ended up coming from a long throw. And then it was a free kick that led to a great volley as the keeper came out of his net, and Dardanelle were able to gain the advantage with just a few minutes left in that first half. Dardanelle has it here in their midfield. Lots of time to survey the field for options. The goal scorer there, Kevin Abarca for Dardanelle, who scored their first, brought that one down, but now it's with DeQueen, and Abarca gets a foot in. And Abarca just unable to get the challenge in before it's out of play. Bro taking quickly for DeQueen, good first touch. Far side in a battle for possession. That one rolls out of play. That's going to be a throw for the Leopards. Or a free kick, pardon, right on that far side along the touchline. 4 bodies for DeQueen inside of the 18, 1 just outside. Ball comes in against the wind towards the keeper. Good goalkeeping there, as Irvin Ambrosio was off his line quick and had to hold on to that, and he did. DeQueen driving forward, clearing header. As it was Jeremy Morales with the intervention for Dardanelle, and now they try and go forward here through Abarca, gets it central. Ball ahead, Alcocer looking for Garcia, and the goalkeeper quickly off his line. Nice job by the keeper for DeQueen there to beat Jesus Garcia to that ball. Free kick going against DeQueen, and a couple players sharing their frustration with the first official. Under 25 minutes to go here in this second half. Ball over the top into the area towards the back post, and the runner there was just behind the play. Not a bad offering on the set piece. I think it was Manuel Martinez who took it, the sophomore, but nobody home in the end. Emery Lopez has come on for DeQueen now off the bench. New look for the Leopards as they continue to try and find this equalizer. And play whistle dead there, as it's going to be a free kick for Dardanelle. No advantage played. It looked like it might have just broken down that left flank for the Sand Lizards, but play stopped anyhow, and so it'll be a free kick. Looks like it'll be Brian Castro to take towards the back post. Runners everywhere, and goalkeeper to it first. There were a few options inside of that 6-yard box that weren't far away from that. As here's the goal scorer for DeQueen, Edwin Baltazar, trying to play that forward. Gets a touch off of a Sand Lizard and out of play. That's going to be a throw. That just went out. Could have been a corner, but just on the wrong side of the corner flag for DeQueen. They've got multiple players that can provide on these long throws. It's how they scored their first goal, so they'll go again. Into the area on the front post, and a good opportunity, but the header came in from Edwin Baltazar, and he couldn't wrap his head around that one. Cleared away by Dardanelle. Dardanelle not risking a ton in terms of getting bodies forward with this 2-1 lead. Calmly done, and a good switch there. Foot race now between Bird and the attacker from DeQueen, and good defensive work. Dardanelle's left back there, Alexander Bird, the senior, stepping in nicely. Far side now with a throw for DeQueen. Bird again in the way. Heading challenge, and Alexander Bird making his presence known in that left back role for Dardanelle. He wins the throw for the Sand Lizards. Great takeaway for DeQueen, and they can move forward quickly, looking for Baltazar. He couldn't flick it on. He was looking for the left winger, who was making a nice run on this near side, but couldn't find him. Physical play here. DeQueen try and keep possession. Instead, it's booted clear. Josue Villanueva for Dardanelle, able to provide the clearance, and looks like the conditions have made it such so that the first official has whistled for a water break, drinks break for either side, and you don't blame them. The current conditions, high humidity here in central Arkansas. It's up to 86 right now with 64% humidity. Expect it to get a little bit hotter for our final 2 games today after this. Chance to thank our presenting sponsor, UAMS. When orthopedic injuries happen, get expert care now at UAMS Health Ortho Now. They provide fast, convenient care for all your orthopedic needs, from sports injuries to joint pain and beyond. No appointment needed. Walk in for immediate care, get on-site x-rays, and see the best in orthopedic care, all in one place. Ortho Now is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to noon, conveniently located at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. Don't wait in pain. Walk in today. For more information, call 501-686-8674. That's 501-686-8674. 2-1 Dardanelle over DeQueen here at Charlie George Stadium on the campus of Joe T. Robinson High School here in the capital city in the heart of Arkansas. And has been a competitive clash so far. DeQueen were up 1-0 inside of 2 minutes in that first half, and Dardanelle fired back with a couple of goals to equalize and then take the lead. That second one came just moments before the whistle for the end of the first half. Haven't seen any scoring yet in this second half. We're about halfway through the second half. There's about 20 minutes remaining for DeQueen to try and find their equalizer. I will say the Leopards have certainly been the more threatening of the sides in this second half as they've been looking for that equalizer. Looks like Dardanelle has been content with trying to hold on to this 1-goal lead. They've absorbed a little bit more pressure. They haven't risked as much in attack. We'll see if the Leopards can find that breakthrough in that equalizer. Chance here. Edwin Baltazar over the top. Too heavy there as it's into the arms of the goalkeeper for the Sand Lizards, Irvin Ambrosio. Gotta say, Ambrosio's come up big here in the second half a couple of times. DeQueen thought they had the equalizer earlier in the half. Middle of the park, battle for possession. Going down there was Diego Guerrero. It's still with Dardanelle, though. Not clear yet. Here's a chance, staring at the back line of the Leopards. Here's the goal scorer who moves things along nicely. Abarca out wide now. Chasing was Antonio Hernandez. Chance here for Dardanelle to oh, and a great save on the front post. That could have been the dagger potentially. And instead it'll be a corner kick. Good goalkeeping along that front post. Sand Lizards got free there on the far side for a moment. See the corner flag whipping eastward. Ball towards the back post and a slip. There was a Sand Lizard relatively unmarked before he went down inside the 6-yard box. DeQueen trying to counter. Baltazar is chasing. Cleared away by Villanueva. Good battle in the middle. That ball blocked by Larry Rizzo. Last touch on Rizzo there as it came to a DeQueen player, but was coughed back up. Chance to go on a run here. Antonio Hernandez on the far side. He's dispossessed. Dardanelle pinching DeQueen into their own defensive third, though. Good work there. Diego Guerrero. And then booted a bit too far there from Josue Villanueva. Villanueva required to do a little bit more defending. That was a great backheel from Baltazar, and then a ball over the top. A little bit of confusion as the goalkeeper for Dardanelle comes out and makes the play. Irvin Ambrosio, the keeper for Dardanelle, who boots that clear. 50-50, Sand Lizards come away with it on the attack. Ball towards the middle. Good chance here. Abarca. Always rising. Some pretty good opportunities for Dardanelle as of late to put this one to bed here with 17 or so minutes remaining. Try and find that 2-goal cushion. Haven't been able to do so just yet. Center half is back to clear this for DeQueen. Alexander Bird with the clearing header. Battle for possession on the far side. It's kept in play. Still with the Queen here as they march forward. Ball central. Good switch, and they have a runner. Battle for it, and brave goalkeeping there. No whistle, and now a stoppage for a potential injury. Good goalkeeping again from Irvin Ambrosio. That chance was created by the Queen's goal scorer in this one, Edwin Baltazar, with a good switch. And a painful one there for the striker for De Queen, who was brought down by Ambrosio, the keeper. Booted clear in the middle of the park now. Abarca did well to turn. And now Manuel Martinez did well to shrug off a couple of challenges of his own. Still with Dardanelle, far side. Chance here, give and go. Maybe a chance to whip one in. Can they keep it in? And no, it runs just out of play. So let off there and a chance to breathe for De Queen. Instead, their keeper gets it going early. It's a good ball, though, and a great bit of skill. Chance to run now for the pacey attacker for De Queen there, Baltazar, but he was outpaced for maybe the first time today. High bounce off the turf. First to it was Manuel Martinez for Dardanelle. De Queen trying to bring it out of the sky there, and it's going to be a free kick going against Martinez and the Sand Lizards. Quarter hour remaining in this one. One goal separates De Queen and Dardanelle. If it stands, Dardanelle moves on to the semifinal, his 4A state soccer tournament. And De Queen would go home. That went through. Onside, there was a chance there to whip one in, but it just went past the attempt from Omar Ponce. Four substitutions readying now for De Queen. Brian Tapia is among them. Cleared off the back line for the Leopards. Back in the area. Nobody able to bring it down just yet. And now it's settled nicely. Good touch there. Sand Lizards on the far side trying to create something more. Jesus Garcia will whip that in, and it gets a deflection, and Garcia is able to win his side a corner. It'll be Manuel Martinez to take an in-swinging right-footed corner. There are 5 Sand Lizards inside of the 18. Big looping ball towards the back post. Gets a flick on towards the back post of the net, and the goalkeeper gets out and makes a nice save. 5 substitutions now readying for De Queen, and they're ready to enter here on the touchline at the midway point here on this near side. Oh, nice bit of footwork there. Manuel Martinez takes on a couple and beats a couple of De Queen players and then gets it forward. Chance here. Can they keep that in play? Goalkeeper has it. It's out of play for a goal kick anyhow. That was Yordi Castro that just ran out of room. As the 5 subs come in for the Leopards. With just under 13 minutes to go here in this second half as De Queen continues to look for that equalizer. Brian Tapia and 4 others on for De Queen. Battle for possession here in the middle. Dardanelle get it forward. And De Queen's goalkeeper is off his line quickly. Makes sure that he beats Jesus Garcia to that ball. Battle in the middle. And a free kick going against De Queen. as Kevin Abarca was brought down that time. That one over the top. Runners here for Dardanelle, and it slipped through a couple, and it's out of play. A couple of Sand Lizards getting in their own way there. DeQueen trying to get bodies forward with less than 12 to go. There's a good ball over top. And a switch as well. See if there's any Leopards on the end of this. There is. Headed forward. And booted clear by Alexander Bird for Dardanelle. So a throw in for DeQueen. This is how they scored their first. This long throw from over here. And they give it back to the same man who assisted the first goal, Juan Maldonado. So Maldonado will run up to this long throw and look for another one. The equalizer. Booted clear. Good header. Sand Lizard's going to try and break here as they can run right at the back line of DeQueen. Going down the flank there was Jesus Garcia before a nice intervention by the right back for DeQueen. Now a long throw for the Sand Lizards towards the front post. That can get a flick. It does, and right to the goalkeeper, though. As it was Jose Alcocer, the senior midfielder, found himself in a really dangerous spot there. But nothing comes from it. DeQueen still just one goal behind. 10 minutes to go now. Good work on the back line, and then DeQueen clear. Now they've got numbers moving forward here. Baltazar with a good first touch. He can get forward. You know he has pace. But great use of the body there from the center back for Dardanelle. Jeremy Morales, the senior, has been right up there for man of the match pick for me, especially since Dardanelle have gone up 2-1. He has been called upon quite a lot to hold on to that lead. DeQueen clear. Only as far as Brian Castro. Castro trying to get that back forward. Instead, he gives it away. And now potentially DeQueen can break, but no. Good tracking back from the Dardanelle midfield. That was Manuel Martinez. Battle for possession. Players leaving their feet. It's with Dardanelle here. Kevin Abarca, good turn, wanted the switch. That ball was a little bit too central. Dardanelle boot that forward and goes all the way through to the goalkeeper for DeQueen here. Under 9 minutes to go here in the second half. As the Leopards continue to try and find their equalizer. Perhaps a chance, but no, it's cleared. Jeremy Morales again. Morales and Bird, this center half pairing for Dardanelle, have stood tall here in the second half, with the Sand Lizards holding on to this 2-1 advantage. Looks like another long throw inbound. It won't be Juan Maldonado. Instead, it'll be 24 for DeQueen on this extremely long throw attempt. Towards the front post, headed away. Back to DeQueen, and both clearances made, but now it's a little bit of a closer throw for DeQueen here inside of 8 minutes to go here in the second half. Throw comes in into a dangerous area. Players rising. Baltazar wanted to hit it on the left. Can't connect. Still with DeQueen, though. Chance to get this ball back in. They've got runners in the area. Ball floated up towards the back post. Battle for a header, and then it's cleared away. Jose Alcocer on the clearance. Chance for Dardanelle to break now. Good defending as the last man there. Able to get in the way for DeQueen. Ball forward, chance for Dardanelle to put the nail in the coffin, but good goalkeeping from DeQueen keeps this at 2-1. Under 7 minutes to go here. In the second of our 4 quarterfinals here at Joe T. Robinson High School on the Natural State Sports Network. As that one headed behind, nearly an own goal and a nightmare for DeQueen. Instead, it's out for a corner. You see the wind affecting all of these players. You'll be able to see it pretty clear on the corner flag there on the far side as the player goes for Dardanelle to take this corner. Wind has been ripping from the northwest here. And a chance for Dardanelle to find that third towards the back post. Keeper off of his line, and there is the third. And that will just about do it as the Sand Lizards can breathe clear now after they find their third and their 2-goal cushion. It's Jesus Garcia with the headed goal. A beautiful ball in towards the back post. Keeper caught out in between there. Do I come out? Do I stay on my line? And Jesus Garcia didn't have to do a whole lot, just had to make a good connection, rose well. And that is a crucial third goal as the Sand Lizards are in full control now with just 6 minutes remaining. They can park the bus and sit back and absorb some pressure. Three goals from 3 different goal scorers for the Sand Lizards. A great performance from Dardanelle as they look clean and through onto the semifinal. We have word that Hope has taken care of Green Forest in that quarterfinal out in Bauxite. They got started a little bit earlier after our opening game here went into penalty kicks. So we got started a little bit late here on our second. Couple of substitutions coming on for DeQueen. Final intervention for Omar Ponce, who comes on. Just under 5 minutes for DeQueen to try and find 2 goals. A tall task for the Leopards. Ball in. Still some work to do defensively, and now cleared. Jose Alcocer proving his worth defensively and now trying to close out this DeQueen back line. Ball with the midfield of DeQueen. Dardanelle bodies everywhere as they collapse on possession. Sliding challenge there from Manuel Martinez. Still with DeQueen though. Good bit of dribbling, and that's going to be a free kick. Free kick for DeQueen. Right about 4 minutes left in this. Substitution coming through for Dardanelle here. Late in this one. Antonio Hernandez, the sophomore midfielder, coming on for the Sand Lizards. Someone's entered the book. I'm not sure who. Ball comes in. First official wasn't ready for it. It was pretty good service. But play called back. This free kick coming through against the wind to a good area towards the back post, and lingering there was the goal scorer for DeQueen, Edwin Baltazar. So needed an intervention, and it was great goalkeeping in the end from Irvin Ambrosio. Ball forward there. On the far side now with Dardanelle and Antonio Hernandez, who runs out of room. It'll be a throw in for Dardanelle, up 3-1 here. Long throw coming through for Jesus Garcia. Cleared away. Garcia going to try and let this go out of play, and he does just that. That one flicked on towards the back post. They have a man free, and offside is the call. Dardanelle have done a good job to come from behind. They were down inside of the first 2 minutes after the opener came in for DeQueen and Edwin Baltazar, but they have battled back 2 first-half goals, and then the dagger from Jesus Garcia just moments ago. And it looks as though the Sand Lizards are going to move on here to the semifinal here in this rematch of the 2023 4A final between Dardanelle and DeQueen. Ball booted forward off the back line by Juan Maldonado for DeQueen. It's one that DeQueen can chase. They keep it in play, but the right back for Dardanelle taking possession and booting it forward. Here's Jose Alcocer, can turn around, try and find a ball. That's a great one to the far side for Antonio Hernandez. Hernandez cutting through to the middle, has a hit, and just leaned back on that one and was always rising over the bar. Stoppage here as there's a player down, dealing with some cramps here, the Queen player. Good sportsmanship being shown by Josue Villanueva on this near side, helping out a injured player. Under 2 minutes remaining here in regulation. Goal kick for DeQueen. Played short and then possession given up. Cutting inside and able to stay on his feet. One of the goal scorers for Dardanelle. Ball comes in from Alcocer, out for the moment, and then defended well. Looks as though it'll be back-to-back defeats in these quarterfinals for DeQueen. The girls losing a heartbreaker in penalty kicks to Central Arkansas Christian in our first game of the day, and then a 3-1 contest here between Dardanelle and DeQueen. DeQueen got out early in front, but Dardanelle have fought back. There's the long throw coming in and dealt with by the keeper and booted forward. Chance here for DeQueen. There was an opportunity. Baltazar tried to find his man in the middle of the park. Unable to do so. We're under 30 seconds to go here. As DeQueen looking for something here in the corner on the far side. Ball in, dealt with initially, still in the mix. Chance for a effort on the volley, but not the connection that DeQueen was looking for. And that should just about do it, as Dardanelle able to come from behind after going down 1-0 inside of the first 2 minutes. They score 3 unanswered goals, 2 in the first half, and the dagger put in late in the second by Jesus Garcia. And that is going to do things. Dardanelle move on to the semifinal. The Queens season is over here at the quarterfinal stage at the 4A state soccer quarterfinals here at Joe T. Robinson High School. Next, got another girls game. It'll be Robinson taking on Warren. Taking a look at the goals, saw some highlights, couple of half volleys got us underway. As there was the equalizer in the first half, a beauty. Before Dardanelle took that lead not too long before the halftime break, right on the volley there from the set piece in a central location. And here was the dagger. All 4 goals coming from a set piece. 2 of them on throws, 1 on a free kick. This one direct from the corner. Beautiful header there. And that was all she wrote. So Dardanelle on to the semis. We've got another one on deck here at Joe T. Robinson High School.